Hey everybody, I'm gonna make 3-ingredient bread, formerly known as 2-ingredient bread, but I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to mine. So you need to have yogurt, vanilla flavored yogurt, and self-rising flour. And yesterday when I got home from the grocery store, my yogurt was still in the Walmart bag and I dropped it on the floor and it cracked on both sides. And the yogurt, some of the yogurt oozed out into the bag. But I saved it. I took it out and I cleaned it up and I put it in this bowl so it wouldn't drip anymore. And I'm gonna still use my yogurt. It didn't hit the floor. It was inside the bag, so we should be good to go. It still has the top on it because I hadn't even used it yet when I dropped it. And I don't use a whole container. There's usually a little bit left, so I figured what little bit oozed out the sides should be fine. I squeezed myself into this little corner of my kitchen because it had better lighting. In fact, I think I got going by my microwave light and this little light right here. Hopefully you can see well. But we're gonna have to strain 3 cups of self-rising flour into the bowl. And I can link the original video of how I learned how to make this, because she gives a much more detailed information than I am. It's that lady who always says, "Follow me, I'll show you what to do." That lady. Can't think of what her channel is called. Anyway, we're sifting 3 cups of self-rising flour into a bowl. And it doesn't have to be like 100% accurate. Just get it close enough. Close enough. Sifting it helps the flour to be lighter weight, more airy. And this is what it looks like sifted. See how nice and fluffy it is? Then we're gonna do 1 3/4 cup of the yogurt, vanilla flavored yogurt. Don't use Greek, only use regular yogurt. And so if you do 3 halves and a fourth, you'll get 1 1/4 cup. And this does not have to be complete on the money accuracy wise either. You can be a little bit off. I always go slightly round it because it doesn't all come out of the measuring cup when I dump it. And if it seems like it's a little too wet when you're mixing it, you can always add a pinch more of flour. But it's a pretty forgiving recipe. I was making it just with the 2 ingredients for the longest time, but then one day I decided to add a pinch of salt, even though I try not to put a lot of salt in my food. And there is salt in this yogurt already. So if you're on a low salt, you may not want to add, but it's 70 milligrams of sodium in 3/4 of a cup. So, I mean, there is salt in it already. That's probably why they say you don't have to add any salt. But I added a little pinch of salt one day. And I haven't opened this yet. And I really thought it had just a tiny bit more flavor. Maybe because I'm using the real salt brand. This is a really high quality salt. And it just added a nice little. And when I say a little bit, I'm just going to do a pinch. Just a pinch. That's it. Then you need to take a silicone. Don't use a metal utensil. It has to be like a silicone, or probably a plastic would be okay, but you know, silicone is the best. And we're going to mix it all together. That's what it looks like. We're going to just carefully and somewhat slowly fold the flour into the yogurt until it looks like a dough. Don't go too fast, because I made that mistake and then the flour comes flying out the side of the bowl. So now I learned to slow down. Slow down, little buckaroo. Takes a minute. See how it's turning into a dough? Try to make sure I don't have a bunch sticking at the bottom of the bowl. A bunch of flour. Try to make sure that's folded in as well. It's looking pretty good. Make sure the middle there is all mixed in. All right. I think we're pretty much where we need to be. Now, let me clear out my little baby corner here. I have a loaf pan and I lined it with parchment paper. I just took a piece of parchment paper, folded it in half, and fit it in here. It makes it so much easier when it's time to take the loaf out, because all you have to do is just grab hold of the sides and lift it out that way. So we're gonna dump this in there, and then we'll try to shape it a little bit after it gets in there. This is really good with strawberry cream cheese. A slice of this with some strawberry cream cheese on it, it's really good. And then just sort of press it in. Try to give it a little bit of a shape. And this is even a tad bit drier than I normally have it. But sometimes when I add a little extra yogurt in there, I feel like I like it better on the dry side. So today I'm gonna leave it more on the dry side and we're gonna see how it tastes. But you can always add, like, I would probably go by like a tablespoon or two at a time, mix it back in there. But don't make it too wet, don't make it soupy. It needs to be a somewhat firm dough. So there we go, we got it in the pan, just kind of shaping it a little bit. Really doesn't require that much. And it's in there. And I preheated the oven to I preheated it to 350. I need to check the video because I have to always watch her video again because I always forget what the measurement amounts are. So hold your horses, hold your mule. I'll be right back. Okay, I checked the video. I need to preheat the oven to 375. I had it at 350. So I'm gonna take I just turned it up. I don't even know if you can see it, but I just turned it up to 375. So it'll take a couple of minutes to preheat, and then I'll be able to put this little baby in the oven. It bakes for about 40 minutes. I start checking it at 30, so between 30 and 40 minutes. And as soon as it starts to get golden brown on the top, I poke it with a toothpick, and if it pulls out clean or mostly clean, then I know it's ready. And technically, I guess I could say, it could be considered a 4-ingredient bread, because what I did the last time I made it, last couple of times, is after it was all done baking, I took some butter and put it over the top, and that made it even better. So if you're short on ingredients and supplies, you can just do 3 cups of sifted self-rising flour, 1 3/4 cup of vanilla flavored yogurt. You can use other flavors. You can do blueberry. It's ready, guys, it's ready. You can do blueberry. Let me set this right here. Lemon, whatever flavor you want, as long as it is regular yogurt. All right, and I'm gonna set my timer because I might forget. I'm gonna set it for 30 minutes. And then you can do flavored yogurts. I have not tried the blueberry yet, I don't think, but I'd like to try the blueberry. And I just keep making the vanilla because I don't even like vanilla, but I like this vanilla. So it's really good. So anyway, I'll check back in with you when the bread is done, and I'll show you how I put the butter on it and slice it and show you what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna test it and see if it's done in the middle. It's pretty dry. So it's done. I'm gonna let it cool, and then I will test it out. Oh, and a faster way to let it cool is to pull it out right away from the pan. It'll cool faster that way. It's pretty hot. While it's so hot, I just take a stick of butter straight out the fridge, cold, and I'm just gonna rub it over the top. It'll start to melt a little bit, and then it'll get easier to rub. I guess you could put pats of butter on it when you bake it. I haven't tried it that way. Or I guess if you really wanted to speed it up, you could melt a little butter in the microwave and then brush it on the top. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, took a little longer to melt than it did the last time I remember, but anyway, it's got the butter all over it. It was really hot on the bottom. I'm just gonna let it cool. Okay, I think it's cooled down enough. I had to get my bread knife, and we're gonna give it a little cut. I try to cut it in thin slices. I usually cut the whole loaf all at once, just to make it easier for me when I want to eat a piece. I can just grab it. I don't have to cut it each time. I'll finish cutting it when I'm done. But this is, let's see if I'm close enough to you. Here, bring you in a little closer. It's nice, soft, very soft. See how bendable it is? It's not a hard bread. The end pieces are gonna be a little bit firmer, but it's still got some flexibility to it. And I'm gonna test it so that I can tell you how it tastes. Good. Soft. A little bit of crunch on the outside. Kind of a smooth creaminess in your mouth. It's really good with butter, but I especially like it with strawberry cream cheese. So this is it. This is the bread. One loaf lasts me a long time, unless my son or my daughter shows up. I pulled the strawberry cream cheese out so I could show you. So you just rub it on there. Rub it? That might not be the right word. You're not going to rub your bread. You're just going to spread that on there. And it adds a slight sweetness to it. And it makes it taste really good. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for stopping in. Please hit the little bell so you get notified of my videos, because I did have one person mention that they weren't getting notified anymore. So I don't know, sometimes it falls off. So click it back on again so you can find out when I'm going to post. And I will see you all next time. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Bye-bye.